Hello everyone, I'm back with a Valentine's card, a fairly simple one to make, minimal supplies required. Let's get started on doing this cute little card. Okay, so let's get started. What you're going to need to create this card to begin with is you're going to need your main card, and this measures 6.5 inches tall by 10 inches, and then you're going to score it in the middle and to create your main card. The next piece you're going to need to create your shadow box is it measures 4 3/4 by 5 3/4, and then you're going to need a piece of acetate that measures 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then I used, these are the punches that I used to punch up my little paper hearts that are going to go inside the little shadow box. And of course a little sentiment. So let's get started with our main little shadow box. So what you're going to need is you're going to need your scoreboard. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to score to create the height on our shadow box. So line it up to the edge of your scoreboard. And then you're going to do 3/8 of an inch and you're going to score. And then you're going to do 1/4 inch. So 2 notches basically and 1/4 inch. Oh, sorry, I did 3 and 3. 3 and 3. Okay, so then the same thing on this side. So 3 notches in, so 3/8. And then 1, 2, 3. And we're doing this on all 4 sides. And this is just going to help create our little shadow box that's going to go on top of our card. All right, so before we put our scoreboard away, the next thing that we want to do is you just want to add a little interest to your card. So take your main card and you want to flip it to the inside of the card. And what we're going to do is we're going to go around all 4 sides of the front of the card, and we're going to put in a little groove. So make sure you're lined up straight on the edge of your score pal. And we're going to take 2 notches in, so 2/8, 1/4 inch, and we're going to go all the way. You don't want to go end to end. You want to go about 1/4 inch to the end because we're going to join the next one. So again, make sure you're lined up straight. 2 notches in, and we're going to go about 1/4 inch away from the edge. Line up your card on the edge, 1/4 inch. So you're just meeting up your lines on the edge. Again, 1/4 inch. And you're stopping where your other groove line is. It just ends up adding a little bit of interest to your card. I mean, you can do a double line if you wish. I just did a single one, and then we'll put that one aside. All right, so the next step is going to be creating our little shadow box. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to come and cut out all 4 corners. You can also do this with scissors. You don't need to have an X-Acto knife to do this. All right. All right, the next step we're going to do is we need to have a little edge on our shadow box. So from your inside score line, you're going to measure 1/2 inch. And you're just going to, with a pencil, oops, where's my pencil? You're just going to put a slight line in here. So you want to, again, do this on all 4 sides. 1/2 inch, measure from your inside score line. 1/2 inch from the inside score line. And these are going to be our cut lines. So there's that. Now, with an X-Acto knife, you can come in and you're going to actually just cut on these lines. So you're basically creating a little 1/2 inch frame around our little shadow box. And they should pop right out. Whoops. There we go. All right. So now the next thing that we need to measure is going to be our little piece of acetate. So you want to make sure that your acetate will fit in here. You might want to just trim it just a little bit so it's slightly smaller than where your score lines are, so that when you go to fold your score lines, they will fold in properly. So let's measure this. Oh, I need to trim a little bit more on that. So just trim a little bit more. You got lots to play with here. We've got lots of room. Now you can glue this in, or you can use double-sided tape. So here you go. This basically will fit in fairly well. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my double-sided tape, and I'm going to do all 4 sides. And then we can put our little acetate in. So you want to pull off your tape. Oops. And place your piece of acetate in. Now make sure you are within your score lines so that you're able to fold it. Whoops. I might have to trim just a little bit here because I didn't drop it in at the right spot. So let me just trim a little bit off. All right, and there we go. So now I'm within my score lines. So the next thing that we want to do is you want to go and fold in all your score lines nice and crisp. And you want to do all 4 sides. And there we go. So this is going to this is making our little shadow box that we're going to be putting on top of our card. So the next step that you want to do is you might want to just kind of glue your 4 corners. So I'm going to just put a little dab of glue on the corner here, and it just helps kind of already start to create your little box. So let's put that in there and that in there and line that up nice and square. And if you use your little bone folder, you can kind of help glue your corners in nice and tight. All right, so my suggestion is that you leave this side open for when you put this piece onto your card. We can help glue it down using our bone folder before we fill it all in with our hearts. Okay, let's wait for this to dry. All right, so now your next choice is you can either put this going up and down, or you can put it going sideways. This will end up being a little bit shorter, so you can do sideways or you can do up and down. It's completely up to you. Once these are dry. Now you can do double-sided tape on these 2 if you wish. Personally, I prefer glue. So let's do the glue on all the sides of these. You want to make sure you have glue all the way so that your hearts don't come out. And we're going to do all 3 sides. And I'm going to leave the 4th side. I'm not going to do the 4th side just yet. So now I'm going to choose to put it like up and down. So decide kind of where you want it on your card. I'm going to put it about here. Make sure that you're centered and that you're straight. And the reason we left the one side open is that once you've decided which way you want to put it on your card, you can open this up and with your bone folder, go and press down. So this way you're going to ensure that your hearts are not going to come out. Because you can choose to put beads, you can choose to put hearts, whatever you decide to put inside your little shadow box. You could put a little note. I got a little bit of fluffs here. There we go. So there's the main part of our shadow box. And now I've punched out all these hearts that I'm going to put inside. You can put in little beads, you can put in all kinds of stuff, whichever you prefer. I'm going to just throw all these guys in here. Whoops. Oh, and I was going to punch an extra one out to put on the outside. So I'm going to put an extra little guy. All right, so now on this one, what you want to do is you want to make sure you put glue on the right section. You want to put glue on the outside section before you actually put it in. So we're going to put and you have to be a little bit careful when you're folding this one in. So you want to do is you want to fold it in. Make sure you don't have any glue on your fingers. Oops. There we go. And one of the things you want to make sure that it's glued in properly. You may want to go from the back and just make sure that it's glued in well. And you can usually tell if you look from the top if it's got some decent glue. All right, so once you have that done, your next step is going to be, we're going to add our little sentiment. So I'm just going to add a little, I use this little stamp here with love, and I'm going to glue that on the corner. And I'm going to add a little heart on the corner here. Again, you can decorate however you like. This is a fairly simple one. I'm just going to add my little red heart on the corner. And there we go. It's a fairly simple card. Like I said, you could add a note inside your little box. Obviously, it's a regular card, so you can put your message on the inside. And that's it for our Valentine's card. Thanks for watching today. Click like and subscribe. Share if you wish, and I will see you next time.